Dear soul, what I'm about to share with you can deeply transform the way you see what has lived here. This message did not come to you by chance. It was not a mistake, nor a simple coincidence. There is a majeure force, the loving presence of angels who led these words to your heart just now, at this very moment of your life, when you may be questioning, why did things happen like this? Why did she leave and swore she would never come back? I know. It hurts, and this pain often seems to have no end. You tried to be strong, held the tears, convinced yourself that you needed to follow, even with a tight chest, even with that latent absence occupying the space that was previously filled by her presence. And she, so determined, so convinced, swore she wouldn't be back, that that door was closed, locked with 1,000 keys hopelessly. But there is something very important that you need to know. When love is true, when the connection between two souls is so deep that it crosses time and circumstances, no promise made in pain can support itself. Angels asked me to tell you clearly, fate is about to surprise you in a way that even your imagination could not conceive. I know it's hard to believe. You may be thinking, after all she said, after all she did, and I understand you. Your doubts are legitimate, as are your fears. After all, there were so many attempts, so many closed doors, so many deafening silences. But I want you to stop now, take a deep breath and feel. There is a different energy in the air. Angels are whispering to your heart, even if you don't hear with your ears. So you can see what is about to happen will surprise you. And it won't be a chance. It will be the materialization of all that you have issued to the universe through your patience, your evolution, your silent tears, and your learning. Before you continue the message, write this mantra in the comments. I deserve prosperity and I am a magnet for abundance. Now, continuing the message. You may not even notice, but gradually your energy has changed. You are no longer that woman who accepted crumbs, who depended on the return of the other to be happy. You got up, rebuilt in silence, referred to your plans, resumed your self-esteem. And that's precisely what is changing everything, even without having to make any straight movement toward it. This internal transformation you lived made that on the other side, she would begin to feel something strange. An emptiness she can't explain, a longing she can't control. Do you think she forgot you? No, not for a second. She tried to move on. He tried to look for new ways, new loves, new distractions. But nothing, absolutely nothing, managed to fill the space you occupy. On the outside, she may seem good, with smiling photos, with a speech of overcoming. But inside, angels show me that there is a unique, anxious soul that still carries you in every thought, in every distracted look at the horizon. And you know what the crack that made it all start to change? The day she realized that you were no longer running after her, that you stopped insisting, that you accepted her decision without begging, without dramatizing. It was at this moment that something began to awaken inside her. The angels show me a scene. She, alone, maybe in a late afternoon, sitting in a place she used to go to you. She closes her eyes and suddenly feels her presence so alive that her chest squeezes, her eyes make up, and the question arises, did I make the right choice? Dear soul, you don't have to seek answers to this question, because who is wondering is her, and she will seek, will reflect, review each word, every decision, every gesture. And it is here that the angels ask me to tell you. The angels ask me to tell you. The angels ask me to tell you, what is to come will surprise you so deeply that you will feel your heart vibrate as it hasn't in a long time. But beware, this message is not for you to wait, clinging to hope, postponing your life. No, the angels are clear in saying that your process is about trusting the natural flow of things, knowing that even though she swore she would never come back, life is about to prove that words cannot always contain the strength of a true connection. Perhaps you think she has even forgotten the sound of your voice. But no, in random moments, when she least expects it, a song plays and brings back memories of the two of you. Someone walks by wearing a perfume that makes her close her eyes and get lost, even if just for seconds, in memories she didn't want to access anymore. But that insists on coming back, stronger each time. Dear soul, destiny is moving. And when you least expect it, this person who swore not to return will appear. It could be a message, a call, or even a casual encounter, as if chance had prepared the scene perfectly. But that's not all. There's something even deeper happening. Dear soul, what I'm about to reveal to you now can change everything. While you followed your path, thinking that the chapter between you two had ended, on the other side something began to silently crumble. She, who seemed so determined, so sure when she said she wouldn't come back, is now dealing with an emotional avalanche that even she herself cannot fully understand. You know that phrase she said with such firmness, as if sealing the end, "I will never come back." Well, the angels show me that this phrase is nothing more than a shield, a wall she built in an attempt to protect herself from a pain she didn't know how to manage. She believed that by distancing herself, by cutting ties, she could forget, move on, leave everything behind. But what she didn't count on is that true love doesn't fade with distance, nor with time, nor with pride. And now, this wall is cracking. The angels show me that she has been facing sleepless nights, immersed in thoughts, mentally revisiting every moment you lived together. And mainly, she relives the farewell scene over and over, as if she could find a way to change the words. To have had the courage to do things differently. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your life are not mere coincidences? Know this, the longing she feels for you is fueled precisely by these coincidences. She sees signs of you everywhere, in details that previously went unnoticed. An old song that plays by chance, a forgotten photo on social media, a mutual friend who comments something about you, and suddenly everything she thought she had overcome comes back even stronger. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments. 2. Everything is happening as planned. I trust the process and keep the faith to claim it. This simple action is like a sign that you are open to receiving this transformation that is coming. Now, continuing the message, the angels show me that she is living a silent conflict. On one side, pride and fear. On the other, longing and the love that doesn't die. And do you know which of these feelings is winning? Love. Yes, even if she doesn't have the courage to admit it, even if she fights against it, it is love that is growing, overflowing, and making the desire to come back and get closer stronger than any oath made in the past. Dear soul, this is the power of true connections. They surpass words and the walls we try to build to protect ourselves, and I know you suffered too much. You questioned yourself, blamed yourself, imagined 1,000 times what you could have done differently to avoid this distance. But now the angels want you to understand, with complete clarity, there was nothing you could or should have done differently. This separation was necessary. It was a time you both needed, each on your own, so that your feelings could be tested, matured, and most importantly, so that you could recognize your own worth, regardless of her presence. And you did this masterfully. Today, you are a stronger, more aware woman, more connected with yourself. You allowed yourself to grow, to heal, to love. And believe me, this energy has reached her. Even without you realizing it, even without contact, she felt it. You know that strange feeling you sometimes get, as if someone were thinking intensely about you. That's exactly what's happening. The angels show me that in these last few days, this intensity has increased. She misses you in a way that is almost physical. It's as if there were a void in her chest, a palpable absence that nothing can fill. And more, She is preparing, little by little, to break that vow she made to never return. Yes, destiny is aligning the circumstances, creating the necessary situations for you to meet again. It may not be in the way you imagine, it may not be a grand gesture or a cinematic declaration, but it will come. Maybe a casual message, a trivial question, as if she wants nothing. But behind these words, there will be a silent request. Can I come back? The angels ask that you pay attention to the signs, the small gestures, the reading between the lines, and above all, that you keep your heart open, without rigid expectations, without pressure, just open to what life wants to bring you. And now, with great affection, the angels ask for permission to make a special request. If this message touched your heart and you felt that it resonated deeply with your story, consider making a donation through the "It Was Worth It" button. This gesture helps keep this mission alive, continuing to bring inspiring and enlightening messages to you and to so many other people who, like you, need a word of hope and comfort. Also, subscribe to the channel and share your experiences in the comments. Your participation is essential so that we can create an ever-growing current of love, support, and healing. Now, take a deep breath, because this is not all. There is something even deeper happening. Dear soul, at this very moment, as you read these words, something invisible is transforming. It may seem that nothing has changed, that everything remains the same. But there is a powerful movement happening behind the scenes of your life. Guided by destiny, driven by the invisible force that unites souls that should never have been separated. She who swore never to return is facing a whirlwind of emotions that even she cannot explain. And perhaps you are wondering, but why now? Why, after so long, is this happening? The angels show me clearly, because you changed. Yes, it was your change, silent and courageous, that triggered this entire process. When you stopped insisting, when you stopped chasing, when you simply moved forward with dignity, respecting your own story, that's when the energy between you transformed. She felt it, and that's exactly what's making her reconsider everything, absolutely everything. The angels show me a very powerful scene. Her, alone at night, looking at the sky, wondering how she let you slip away. How she could have believed it would be simple to turn her back and move on, without realizing that the love she felt for you was much greater than any pride, any resentment, any fear. And now she wants to come back. Before continuing the message, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to do so. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message. Dear soul, what is about to happen is more than just a simple return. It is a reunion of souls that needed to mature, each in their own time, so that now they can meet in a much deeper and truer way. But I want to warn you, she will not come as before. This time, it will not be with half-spoken words, nor with empty promises. She will come transformed, just as you have. The angels show me that, during this time of separation, she has learned a lot about herself. She has learned about her fears, about her inability to surrender, about the wounds she carried and that until then she did not have the courage to face. And most importantly, she has learned that you are irreplaceable. No matter how much she tried to fill that space with other people, with other experiences, with other distractions, none of them could fill the void you left. You know that. Feeling of longing you feel even when you try to hide it. She feels it too, but for her, this longing comes with a deep regret. Regret for saying things she shouldn't have, for making hasty decisions, for letting fear speak louder than love. And now, more than ever, she wants to have the chance to undo that thoughtless vow. She wants to come back. But at the same time, she fears that you no longer want her, that you have moved on definitively, that you have closed the doors of your heart. This fear paralyzes her, makes her hesitate, prevents her from taking the step she so desires to. take. And that is why the angels ask that you be open, receptive, but without anxiety, without expectation, just allowing things to happen in the time and in the way they need to happen. The angels show me that a message is coming to you, perhaps a simple hi or a casual question, as if she wants nothing. But behind this message there will be a whole world of emotions, a silent request for closeness, a shy attempt to break the ice, to cross the wall she herself built. And when this happens, you will realize that that vow of never coming back was just a cry of despair, a failed attempt to protect herself from a love she didn't know how to deal with at the time. But now it's different. Now both of you are more mature, more aware, more prepared. And if you allow me a piece of advice, dear soul, welcome this movement with wisdom, with serenity, with an open heart, but also with your feet on the ground. Don't let yourself be carried away by emotion alone. Observe, listen, notice if her actions match her words. The angels show me that if she really approaches you, it will be because she has overcome many internal barriers, because she has fought against her own fears and decided to take a risk, even with all the uncertainties. And that, in itself, will already be a great proof of how important you are to her. Dear soul, the angels also want you to know that you are not alone in this process. They are by your side, guiding each step, protecting your heart, lighting your path. And to reinforce this protection and this connection, receive now the sign they ask me to share with you. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks a lot and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Now take a deep breath, because what is to come is even more intense. She not only wants to come back, but she wants to rebuild. Dear soul, what is about to happen may seem at first glance unlikely, even impossible. After all, you heard it from her mouth in no uncertain terms. I will never come back. These words cut like blades, leaving deep marks on your heart. And perhaps you've thought, countless times, if she had the courage to say that, how could she change her mind? But the angels show me that there's a much greater force that governs matters of the heart, and that when two souls are truly connected, no promise made in pain can break what is destined to happen. She is being pulled silently and irresistibly in your direction. And it's not just longing, it's not just missing, it's need. The need to look into your eyes and finally say what she never had the courage to say. But before that, she will need to traverse a path, the path of forgiveness. And I'm not just talking about your forgiveness, but mainly the forgiveness she needs to give herself. The angels show me that she carries immense guilt. Guilt for having walked away, for having said things that hurt, for having allowed herself to be dominated by fear and insecurity. This guilt paralyzes her, makes her doubt if she still deserves a second chance, if you would be able to welcome her back, if you could look at her with the same affection and love as before. And that's why the angels ask, with much love, that you release within your heart any remnants of resentment that may still exist. Not for her, but for you. Because forgiveness is the most liberating gift one can give themselves. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, that you would like to forgive. Visualize each. One of them, send love and say, I forgive you and set you free. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, continuing the message. Dear soul, the angels show me that this movement of forgiveness will be what finally opens the doors for this reconnection to happen in the lightest, most loving and truest way possible. She has already begun this process, even if she's not fully aware of it. Every time she allows herself to remember you with tenderness, every time she feels longing and is no longer ashamed of it, she is in fact forgiving herself. Forgiving herself for having been weak, for having run away, for having believed it would be easier to forget you than to face what she felt. And this is a huge step. Dear soul, I want you to imagine for a moment, looking into her eyes, without resentment, without bitterness, only with love. How would you feel? The angels show me that this scene is not as distant as you imagine. Destiny is taking care of aligning all the circumstances, all the people, and all the paths necessary for this encounter to happen. It could be in an unexpected way, like a chance meeting on the street, an invitation from a mutual friend, or even an apparently mundane situation, but one that will actually be the perfect scenario for this reunion. And when this happens, you will realize that all this time apart served so that both of you could grow, mature, and most importantly, understand the true value of this connection. She will come different, more human, more vulnerable, more sincere, and perhaps for the first time she will be able to say what has been stuck in her throat for so long. I was wrong, but I never forgot you. Dear soul, the angels want you to know that even if the path until here has been arduous, it was not in vain. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every silent sigh, all of this was part of the process that is now culminating in this reunion. And if you allow me, I want to tell you something that perhaps no one has told you until now. You deserve this love. Yes, you deserve to be loved fully, honestly, truly. You deserve to be chosen, not as a last option, but as a priority. And that's exactly what is about to happen. She is gradually understanding that you are irreplaceable, that there is no one who can fill the space you occupy. The emptiness she feels is proof of that, and as she realizes this, she is moving, crossing her own internal barriers, shedding her pride, freeing herself from fear, all to be able to return to you. And this return, dear soul, will be much more than an apology. It will be a surrender. A sincere, courageous surrender, without games, without masks, without impossible promises, only with the truth of the heart. The angels show me that if you welcome this movement with love, compassion, and wisdom, you can indeed rebuild something much stronger and more beautiful than you ever had. But above all, the angels ask that you never forget, regardless of what she decides, your worth does not depend on it. You are complete, whole, enough, just as you are. And this love that is about to return is just a reflection of what you yourself have become capable of offering to yourself: love, respect, and acceptance. Now take a deep breath, because this is not all. There is something even deeper preparing. Dear soul, as we continue with this message, the angels show me with even more clarity something you may not have fully realized yet. This story, which seemed to be over, is still being written, and in a way that will surprise not only you, but also her, who for so long believed she had made a final decision. She swore she would not return, yes. She said this looking into your eyes, perhaps with a choked voice, perhaps holding back tears, or perhaps with that typical coldness of someone who wants to appear strong, but is completely broken inside. And you believed her. You believed her because you needed to believe, because accepting this truth was the only way you found to move forward, to protect yourself, to try to heal the wound that this goodbye opened. But dear soul, the angels want you to know, not everything that is said with the lips corresponds to what is felt with the heart. And she never stopped in feeling. Now, amidst all this, there is a silent and inevitable movement. Destiny is preparing your reunion. And don't be mistaken, it will not just be a physical encounter, but above all, a meeting of souls. You know that feeling of looking at someone and without saying a word, knowing exactly what they are feeling? That is what will happen. and you will realize in the sparkle of her eyes, in the hesitation of her words, in the way she moves her hands or looks away, that she never really left, that despite the oaths, despite the time, despite the distance, the love remained. The angels show me that this reunion will not be a coincidence, but the perfect result of everything you have lived through, and above all, of everything you have overcome. Dear soul, perhaps at this moment you are feeling a mix of emotions. Relief, anxiety, even a certain fear. Fear of being disappointed, fear of reliving old wounds, fear of believing and getting hurt again. And all of this is absolutely natural. The angels recognize and welcome each of these feelings and ask that you also welcome them. Don't fight against them. They are part of your story. But above all, the angels ask that you open yourself to a very special possibility that this reunion can indeed be the beginning of a new chapter, much more mature, much more true, much happier. And for this to happen, there is a fundamental element: your willingness to live this love with lightness, without carrying the weight of the past, without demanding that she be the same person she was before. She has changed, dear soul, just as you have. And that is wonderful, because it means that you are no longer bound to the same pains, the same mistakes, the same limitations. It means that now there is room to build something new, with much stronger foundations. The angels show me that, during this time of separation, you have learned to love yourself more, to respect yourself, to recognize your worth. And it is precisely this new version of you that will attract a new version of her. Before, perhaps you weren't ready. Before, perhaps you were still tied to patterns, to limiting beliefs, to fears that prevented love from flowing fully. But now it's different. Now you are more prepared, and the angels show me that there is a great lesson in this story, the importance of time. Yes, time. The very thing that so often seemed like a cruel enemy, imposing distance, cooling feelings, creating barriers. In fact, it was your greatest ally. It was time that allowed you to mature. It was time that healed wounds. It was time that revealed truths that were once covered by pride, by fear, by immaturity. Dear soul, the angels show me a very beautiful metaphor. Imagine a tree that, in order to grow, must first deepen its roots, even if, on the outside, it seems like nothing is happening. That's how it was with you. On the outside, it seemed like everything had ended, that there was no more life, that love had died. But on the inside, the roots were deepening, strengthening, preparing to now bloom in an even more beautiful and vigorous way. And that is exactly what is about to happen, a blooming, a rebirth. Dear soul, the angels ask that at this moment you allow yourself to dream again. Yes, dream. Let your heart open to imagine the possibilities, to visualize the reunion, to feel from now on the joy, the emotion, the lightness that this moment will bring. And know, everything is falling into place perfectly, even if you can't see all the details yet. The angels are aligning the circumstances, removing the obstacles, preparing the ground, and very soon, what seemed lost will be returned to you in an even more beautiful way. Now, take a deep breath, because, believe me, this is not all. There is something even deeper preparing, dear soul, while the invisible gears of destiny continue to move, preparing for this long-awaited reunion. The angels show me that there are still more revelations to be made, aspects of this story that you may have never considered. She who swore never to return is not only being drawn back to you, she is, at this very moment, rethinking her entire way of living, loving, and relating. This love, which seemed buried, stifled by resentments, by words spoken in anger or fear, this love did not die. It merely slept, waiting silently until both of you were ready to live it with the depth and surrender it deserves. And now, dear soul, now you are ready. But I need to tell you something that might hurt a little. She, while resisting the feeling, sought distractions, sought other arms, desperately tried to prove to herself that she could move on without you, and on the outside, it seemed like she was fine. But on the inside, the angels show me a soul in crisis, a soul that lost itself trying to forget you. She realized that no other gaze could provoke in her what yours does, that no other presence brought the peace that yours does. And most importantly, she realized that it wasn't you who needed to change. It was her. Now, this awareness weighs on her like a responsibility, but also like a relief. She no longer needs to run, no longer needs to prove anything to anyone. She can, at last, allow herself to feel, and allow herself to return. Dear soul, the angels show me that she is preparing for an approach. She still doesn't know exactly how to do it. She's still afraid of being rejected. She still fears that you've moved on, that you've closed your heart. But even with this fear, she can no longer ignore the need she feels to seek you out, to hear you, to touch you. And perhaps at this moment you're asking yourself, but should I make room for her again? Is it worth it? And the angels, with all their sweetness, say, only you can answer that question. But what they guarantee is that this time she will come back different, more sincere, more mature, more willing. She understood with the distance how valuable you are, how rare, genuine, and precious the love you offered was. And this realization wasn't easy. The angels show me scenes of her alone, in moments of deep reflection, often in tears, recognizing that she was wrong, that she was unfair, that she allowed pride to speak louder than her heart. And now she wants to do things differently. Dear soul, the angels also show me something very beautiful. You, in this time, have also changed. You have learned to value yourself, to respect yourself, to set boundaries. And this new version of you is even more beautiful, stronger, more secure. So when she comes back, and she will come back, it will be a meeting between two transformed women, more mature, more whole. And that makes all the difference. Now, with great affection, I want to make a request. Share this video with two dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build together a chain of love and mutual support. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. This gesture of sharing and praying strengthens not only your faith, but the faith of many other people who, like you, are going through moments of doubt, longing, waiting. Dear soul, the angels show me that your story is an inspiration for many other stories. Your example of strength, patience, self-love is a beacon that lights the way for those who often think of giving up. So don't underestimate yourself. You are much stronger, much braver, much more loving than you imagine, and it's precisely because you've become this wonderful woman that you're now attracting back the love that you once thought was lost. But I want to reinforce something very important. You don't have to accept anyone back, just out of need, just out of longing, just out of habit. The angels ask that you evaluate, with wisdom, if this returning love is, in fact, aligned with who you have become, if she is capable of offering you the respect, affection, presence, and commitment that you deserve, then yes, welcome her. But if you notice that there is still immaturity, that there are still behaviors that hurt you, then have the courage to say no, because the most important thing, dear soul, is that you never give up on yourself for anyone again. This love that is returning should not bind you, but set you free. It should not hurt you, but heal you. It should not make you doubt, but strengthen you. And that's exactly what the angels are preparing for you. A love that is no longer a source of pain, but of joy, security, peace. Now take a deep breath, and because that's not all, there's something even deeper and more surprising coming. Dear soul, what is approaching your life is not just a reunion. It's a true rebirth. The angels show me that you and she are no longer the same women as before. You've gone through tortuous paths, faced painful silences, got lost, found yourselves, and now you're approaching each other again. Not as those who cling to the past, but as those who consciously choose to build a different future. But there's something very important you need to know. She, who swore never to return, is living one of the greatest challenges of her life, admitting that she was wrong. Yes, admitting that the promise to never look back was, in fact, a desperate attempt to protect herself. She felt threatened by the intensity of what you both experienced, by the depth of the love she felt, and not knowing how to deal with it, she preferred to retreat, to put an end to it, even if her heart said otherwise. But now there's no more running away. The angels show me that she is being confronted every day with the consequences of her choices. And one of those consequences is the realization that, by leaving you, by walking away, she lost not just a companion, but a friend, a confidant, an essential part of her own life. She looks to the side and realizes that no one else understands her like you do, that no one else shares the same dreams, the same memories, the same laughter. And in this realization, the longing becomes unbearable. She realizes that it's no use trying to fill this void with distractions, with new relationships, with new projects. Because the space you occupy in her life is unique and irreplaceable, and that's why she is preparing slowly to come back. But don't think it will be easy for her. The angels show me that, despite the desire, she still struggles with pride, with the fear of exposing herself, with the shame of having said such harsh, definitive things. But deep down, she knows. If she doesn't reach out to you now, she might lose you forever, and this thought is what's driving her to act. Dear soul, the angels show me that she is mentally rehearsing the words she wants to say to you. Maybe she's writing messages and deleting them, picking up the phone and giving up before calling. But the will is there, latent, ready to materialize. And you, what do you feel when you imagine this reunion? Fear, anxiety, relief, all of this is natural. But the angels ask that you connect above all with your intuition. When she approaches, and she will approach, listen more to your heart than to your fears. Feel if there's truth in her gaze, if there's sincerity in her words, if there's change in her attitudes. Because, dear soul, you deserve a whole love, not half. You deserve someone who not only comes back, but chooses to stay, who chooses to love you with presence, with respect, with surrender. And that's what the angels are working to bring to you, a transformed, healed, strengthened love. But there's an essential detail. This reunion will not be just to make you happy, but to teach you even more about who you are. The angels show me that this story is not just about romantic love, but mainly about self-love. You needed to lose to learn to value yourself. You needed to cry to discover your strength. You needed to be alone to realize that your happiness does not depend on anyone but you. And now, as you have become this incredible, independent, courageous woman, love is returning, no longer as a necessity, but as a choice. And that changes everything. Before, perhaps you wanted her to come back to complete you. Now, she will come back to add to you. Before, perhaps you would accept any crumb, any morsel of attention, just to not feel alone. Now you know you deserve much more. And this energy, this change, is what's attracting her back. The angels show me that by observing you, even if from afar, even if in silence. She realized that you are no longer waiting for anyone, that you moved on with your life, that you are well, that you are fulfilled. And this deeply moved her. It made her realize that if she doesn't act now, she might lose you for good. And it's this fear mixed with love that's making her gather the courage she never had before. Dear soul, the angels also ask that at this moment you connect with gratitude, yes, gratitude, for everything you've lived, including the pains. For it was these pains that shaped you, that strengthened you, that made you who you are today. And now you are ready to receive the love you deserve, fully, healthily, maturely. Dear soul, take a deep breath and prepare yourself, for the next step will be crucial. Dear soul, we are approaching a very special moment in this message. The angels show me that, at this point, everything is being prepared for this reunion to happen, not as a coincidence, but as a true gift that life is about to give you. She who swore she would never return is moving in your direction. It is no longer just a possibility. It is a certainty, and there is immense beauty in this. You know why? Because this return is not the result of insistence, of demands, of desperation, but rather of a choice, a mature, conscious, free choice. And it is precisely this freedom that makes this love so special. Dear soul, the angels show me that she is, at this very moment, revisiting the places you used to go to, listening to the songs you used to listen to together, reliving the happy moments in her mind. And with each memory, the longing turns into impulse, into desire, into the need to find you. But above all, it turns into courage. Courage to break down pride, courage to show vulnerability, courage to admit she was wrong, and most importantly, courage to ask for another chance. Have you noticed how life always offers us opportunities to start over? Well, that is exactly what is happening now. The angels show me that this reunion is, above all, an opportunity for healing. Healing of the wounds that remained open, healing of the traumas that for so long prevented you from fully surrendering, healing of the sorrows that were accumulated and that now need to be released so that a new cycle can begin. And the angels ask that at this moment you ask yourself, am I ready for this new beginning? Because it is very close. Closer than you imagine. The signs are already everywhere. Small encounters, unexpected messages, memories that surface for no apparent reason. All of these are signs that destiny is moving, aligning all the pieces for this great moment. And when it arrives, dear soul, there will be no need for effort. Things will simply happen, as if they were natural, as if time had not passed. Because deep down, it never did. The love remained, silent, discreet, hidden, but firm, strong, unshakable, and now it is ready to bloom again. The angels show me that in this reunion there will be no room for games, for masks, for fears. It will be a true, transparent, emotion-filled encounter, and you, with your new strength, with your new awareness, will know exactly what to do, what to say, how to act, because more than ever you know your worth. And that is precisely why this story has everything it needs to be different now. Lighter, more mature, happier. Dear soul, the angels also show me that at this moment it is very important for you to keep your energy high. Avoid feeding negative thoughts, excessive doubts, unfounded fears. Trust the process, trust the timing, trust love. The angels are guiding everything, taking care of every detail, protecting your heart, preparing the way. And soon, very soon, you will see all of this materialize in a beautiful and surprising way. Now, with great affection, I want to make a final request before the last part. Write in the comments, I am ready to live this love with maturity and joy. This statement is not just symbolic, it is a commitment to yourself. A commitment that from now on, you will only accept in your life what makes you feel good, what makes you grow, what makes you happy. The angels celebrate your decision. They applaud your strength, your courage, your ability to reinvent yourself. And above all, they assure you, you deserve this love, not as a necessity, but as a choice. Not as a dependency, but as a partnership, and that is exactly what is coming to you. Now, take a deep breath, because the final part will bring the conclusion of this message, the closing of this cycle, with the key you need to receive everything that life is preparing for you. Dear soul, we have reached the final moment of this message, and the angels ask you to take a deep breath now. Feel their presence around. You embrace every word that has been said so far and prepare to receive what is to come with serenity and confidence. What you have lived until now was not an accident, nor a punishment, nor a mistake. It was a preparation, a silent, intense, and necessary preparation so that you could today be exactly where you are, stronger, more aware, more capable of loving, without giving up who you are. She swore she would never come back. And you believed her. You felt the deepest pain of absence, the emptiness of broken promises, the anguish of seeing someone so important walk away as if it made no difference. But dear soul, it did. You made all the difference in her life, and even if she didn't have the courage to admit it before, now she knows, now she feels, and more than that, now she wants to come back. Not because she is lonely, not because she needs someone, but because she realized with every cell of her being that the love she feels for you is rare, true, and deserves to be lived fully. The angels show me that very soon she will take the initiative you have been waiting for. It could be a message, a call, an unexpected invitation, and when that happens, dear soul, you will finally have the opportunity to choose. Choose whether you want to open that door again. Choose whether you want to welcome that love back. Choose whether you are willing to live this new chapter with all that it implies: surrender, vulnerability, trust. The angels tell me that, whatever your choice, it will be the right one. Because you are no longer in that place of begging, of self-annihilation, of accepting anything out of fear of being alone. No, now you are in the place of someone who loves themselves, someone who knows what they deserve, someone who understands that true love is, above all, respect, care, reciprocity. Dear soul, the angels celebrate your evolution. They honor every step you have taken, every tear you have shed, every decision you have made to put yourself first, and that is precisely why now life is gifting you with the possibility of living a much more mature and healthy love. But the angels ask, do not rush. When she returns, and she will return, listen with an attentive heart. Observe not only the words, but most importantly, the actions. See if there is truth, if there is commitment, if there is a willingness to build something solid, and if you feel that this love is worth it. Then, dear soul, live. Live without fear, without guilt, without restrictions. Live with surrender, with trust, with lightness. But if you perceive that there are still shadows, that there are still doubts, that there are still patterns that hurt you, have the courage to say, I love myself more, and move forward with your head held high, with the certainty that you deserve the best. Dear soul, the angels show me that you are about to enter the most beautiful phase of your life, a phase of love, of peace, of fulfillment. And to seal this new chapter, they ask you to write in the comments this phrase: I accept the love that makes me grow, and I free myself from everything that holds me back. This phrase is the key that opens the door to all the wonderful things that are coming. Also, share your experiences in the comments. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. With love, the angels.